Okay, our dog's barking still. We got a pretty big hole dug there. So I'm going to dump in my wood. I think I can't dig it any deeper. So it's gonna have to stick up, that's all. It's just gonna have to stick up. My God, that's heavy. That's not too bad. All right. And like I said in my videos, I don't know if it was last year, one of my last videos, I said, in one of my garden videos or my cooking videos, I said something about composting the carcass from the turkey stock I made. But I want to put it in this bed and it was still frozen. It's been thawing all week in the fridge, so I'm going to dump it on top of this wood. And we're going to do that right now. Oh, there's a lot of turkey stuff in there. There we go. Get that plastic and foil out of there. Whole lot of shit going on in there, guys. There's the lid. Want a bite? Yeah. Oh, fucking turkey carcass, man. Get in there. Why throw it away? I mean, you can use it in your garden. And then I got some shredded pizza boxes. A little bit of 10, 10, 10. And then we got to cover that back up because we got to do the other side. The only thing that sucks about doing this is, over here, guys. I'm over here. The only thing that sucks about doing this is you can't put like tomato cages and stuff in because they don't go into the wood. But you know what? It works because, let me tell you something. Let me bring you up here where you can see me. So, let me tell you something. I hardly water any of my beds. The only thing I water usually are my planters. Everything else is, I water in the beginning, get the seedling started, but I don't usually water it year round, only if there's a drought. So, these plants are never without moisture. All right, so let's get that buried, get the other side done. I don't have any more turkey to put on the next piece of wood, but we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Okay, that's got to go in. Let's do it. All right. I don't have any food for that, so put some coffee grounds on there. There we go. Hey, a dog's barking. All right, let's get some 10, 10, 10 on there to help it along. All right, quick garden chat. When I really got into the gardening, I was like all natural and, you know, doing all like my own inputs, and I sort of still do that. I don't like to buy, like I'm afraid to buy black cow because of the issues people have had in the past. Very rare, but it happens. You can't trust anything. I'm not going to go into all the details about that, but I used to get a lot of my supplies from the Philadelphia Recycle Center. They had compost, they had everything, but I don't trust anything anymore. So I try to make my own compost and everything here. but I do buy vermiculite, perlite, sphagnum peat moss, and I will buy shredded hardwood mulch for the top. I try to shred all my pizza boxes and use that as a layer, as a mulch layer. And what else? Like you see, I compost everything. I do use fertilizer, mostly in my potted plants. I am using it in these beds because I'm starting these beds. They're new beds, so I am gonna add some 10-10-10. I'm gonna add all kinds of shit to it. I gotta add garden lime, and I'm gonna add bone meal, blood meal. You see all the compost I've thrown in there. So what was I saying? Where was I? I don't like to use a lot of outside inputs, you know? A lot of people say, oh, 10-10-10, oh, you know, whatever. You know, it works for me. Do what works for you. You know, I used to be really uptight about it. Now I throw everything together, and if it works, it works. If not, it don't. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I do fertilize my potted plants. Mostly like just 10-10-10. You know, I don't go crazy. They seem to do pretty well. And I will like redo my potting mix every couple of years. I'll mix it all up. Oh, and I do use shredded pine bark fines. Pine bark fines. It's called shredded pine mulch. But I mix it in with my soil because it don't tie up the nitrogen as much as like a hardwood mulch would. And I like mixing that in for aeration and all that. And it lasts a while. So that's where I'm at. So let's get this log buried and get another one in. Man, I'm getting deep. A lot of these roots, I think, are from my hardy kiwi tree. Man, I am down over a foot, and the soil still looks good. I mean, look at this. And when I'm digging, if I get a big clump of clay, I'll take that clay, I'll break it up, and I'll actually compost it. Because clay is good. All right, let's see. We gotta go wide. Let me make sure I'm all the way to the end here. I like using the logs in here. The better way to do agriculture beds, but I like doing the logs. That log is the next thing up. That's got to go in. We dug it all out. Let's get it in. Oh boy, you're big. You know what? I'm going to dig a little bit more. I'm going to dig a little bit more in this end. We are deep, folks. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. This piece of wood is so light. Just sitting up on the hill for like 3 years. Look at that. This soil is so nice. I mean, come on, guys. Look at this. That's down over a foot. This is our topsoil that we took off here. This shit's heavy, guys. Man, you're heavy. And the back can't do it. Man, that's nice. By the way, folks, this has a lot, and I mean a lot, of biochar in it. It's a very coarse biochar. And a peanut. When I originally did all these beds a few years back, I added a lot of biochar. Okay, one more. God, you're heavy. Man, you're heavy. That's some beautiful stuff. Some beautiful stuff there. All right, let's take a break. For the folks that follow me, that've been following me for years, you'll know what goes in these beds. When I built these beds years ago, 2017, I can't remember. I mean, there's so much biochar in here. Compost. I did when I did my windows in the house. I made my own wood. I planed everything to the dimensions I was happy with. Maybe I'll pop a picture of that up now. Of course, we'll be using this for compost. Okay, I'm back. And what I did was I saved all them shavings. They went into the beds. They went as a top mulch. Now they're composting in the beds. A lot of stuff in this soil. This soil's been worked for years. I mean, actually, the soil's been worked since I lived here. You know, worked the soil on the hill. So I'm going to take a break, man. I'm tired. I'll be back in a minute. The neighbor's dog's looking for me. She's so cute. She's just such a good dog. Luna! I hear you. She's so sweet. I shouldn't have called her. She's going to go nuts now. Luna, I see you. I got to go pet her now. Okay, here I come. That's Luna. Hey, girl. Hey, how you doing? You're so sweet. Yeah, you are. What you doing? Huh? What you doing? I know. You don't want to be in the yard. Come here. Yeah. Yeah. All right, I got to go back to work. Give me your paw. Good girl. I'll see you. I got to go. Okay? Don't be barking. She's adorable. Hey, a chopper. I mean, granted, I am pretty close to Northeast Airport, like 2 miles away. And there's a helipad at Aria, so there's always choppers flying in. So what you guys think of Luna? She's cool, isn't she? All right, what I was saying earlier was, hey, get that out of there. Just look at this. This is Luna, that's enough. Beautiful. These are actually here. These are, I think they're called glass stones. I can't remember when I used to do my hydroponics. They're like air. I keep them in the soil. Stuff beautiful, beautiful soil. All right, we're gonna try finishing this bed today. Plan is to work on the wood on there. So we're gonna have to clear that out. Okay, here's the hose here. Oh boy, that's not good. Hose here. This feeds the other bed. Get that on there. There. See if we can find another T, a clean T. Okay, we're gonna put a T in. Right? Alright. So I want to get it over here. So how am I gonna do this? Shit! You don't want to get dirt all over because then it gets in the lines. And you're just asking for trouble. Alright. Now I can just come up like this and connect it. Which should be fine. So I'll put another connector here. Right? And we're gonna cut it right at this line here. All right. Okay, so here's the other piece here. So this is gonna go up here like so. So where to go on top here? And it's gonna go there. So then that's gonna go there. Okay, I'm back. That should be good enough. A little bit more. Then we're going to take a measurement, measure this hole, plus the height. So we're looking at let's go 44 inches to be safe. Let's go 46. 46 inches. 46. I can always trim it later. All right, here we go. Now, okay, so this is going to go here. Okay, now, okay, we're going to secure something here. Right there. All right, that's nice and secure. Should have got one a little bit bigger. Put up here, maybe a 2-inch, because I need this to turn to take it off in the winter. Nah, I don't want to chance it. Okay, so what I have to try up here is I have this little configuration I made. I'm going to try that out. I'm going to try this configuration. See how that works. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to need a 45 for that to work, to come up like this. It's okay. I can order one. Oh my God, you're heavy. This will be nice because I got another 4 weeks. You gotta love it. I got another 4 weeks for all this to work itself in. As I was talking before about my clay. I mean, I love the clay, as long as you mend it. And this is the biochar. Got a shitload of biochar in there. Hey, get back in there. All right. Let's get our edging on. I can't wait to get this all cleaned up. It's really hard to get it over the seams. Yeah, I'm liking these beds. I'm really seriously contemplating next year doing the ones on the side. There we go. These are rolled edges, so this is double protection. I don't really know if it's needed, but it protects the top from getting dinged up too. go. I'll have to finish that up later. Let me get this going. Right now I'm going to add some perlite, some pine bark mulch, vermiculite, and some sphagnum peat moss. I was just watching a video. Every now and then someone says something that I can't get on board with, and that was not to use potting mix type stuff in your raised beds. I don't think you should use it as the sole purpose of your raised beds. Fine for planters, but and pots, but in your container garden. But I use it as an amendment to work it all into this. I mean, it works for me, man. You know? I told you guys before, I don't sweat it anymore. I'm getting tired of sweating stuff. Some peat moss. Some perlite. I think his theory was you don't want too much organic matter in there because it will break down and turn to silt. So he says, you know, you want like sand and stuff and clay. I mean, I'll never put sand in my beds. Never. And all this has got to be worked in. Got to work that in. And then my final mix, pine bark mulch. There we go. There's still plenty of soil in there, actual soil. Another bed done, guys. Next thing up is I would finish the water line, and then I got to get this yard cleaned up, man. And then I want to do this whole thing over again. Take all this out, shake off the carpets, run some more weed block down, tuck the hoses in, put the carpet back out. Yeah, the yard is a mess. My own doing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take some measurements, and I may do all them. I'll need like 5 more beds. I don't know yet. My concern is in the next 2 to 5 years they're gonna rot completely through, and I'm not gonna want to do any kind of digging and building and messing with that shit in like 2 to 5 years. It's getting too old for this shit, man. So I'll get the 45 for that, or the the 45, and I can tie that in and be done with that. All right, I'm gonna call it for today. Okay, we got our 45s. All right. I think that will work. Let's do a little test.